Hey everybody, Jake here from Steelbook Obsessed, and I'm here again because, yes, this stack right here has gotten out of control once again. It's getting absolutely crazy. I'll show you all the movies that I'm going to have to put away in just a little bit, but I am also going to show you one piece new to my collection, and that, my friends, is this. I had to already. I just built this earlier this year. My wife and I did a great job on it, but I'm gaining so many movies at a quick amount of pace and time that I had to do one of these shelves. Thankfully, they were on sale recently for like $85, which for that thing is awesome. It kind of makes me want to get rid of this and put another one in here. I'll probably have to eventually end up doing that. But for right now, as you can see, there's an empty space back here. I've done a little bit of reworking. Umbrella and Arrow Video are gonna go on this shelf. What's going on this one? I don't really know yet, but I'm hoping that I find out while I'm putting all these movies away. If you like this type of content, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. But now let's kind of spread out that stack that was right over here and see exactly how many movies I'm working with today. So here it is, all laid out in all of its very big glory. Look at that. This is so daunting. My goodness. I think I counted 155 titles that I need to put away. Dear Lord, that is a lot, but let's waste no more time and start putting this sucker away. And let's start with a movie that I just recently watched. And that movie is Play Misty for Me. I thought the movie was pretty solid. I gave it a 3 out of 5, but some moments of the transfer of this movie really floored me. One of my big surprise transfers of 2024. Right now, Play Misty for Me is going right next to Peril and Distress and Prime Cut, another fun movie from Kinolber. Now let's go from Kinolber over to my new shelf with the Arrow Videos and the Umbrella Entertainments, and one of the new releases from Umbrella Entertainment, Hell House LLC, the complete collection, volume 1 through 4. There is a new movie coming out in this franchise, so this box will be kind of obsolete here whenever that one comes out. I have not seen any of these yet. Very excited to do so whenever I find time to do so. But right now, Hell House LLC is going right next to Goodnight Mommy and Houseboat Horror. Also, when I run out of room for box sets up here, I can put some up there. I put the Psycho collection up there because I just got done watching all 4 of those for the first time. Dear Lord, what a very fun time that franchise is. 2, I like just as much as 1, which is blasphemy in my opinion to say, but I'm doing it because it's a blast. It's an absolute blast. But I think I can stagger boxes like this and fit about, like, I don't know, 10, 12 up here when I need to. But right now I still have plenty of room on this shelf. We'll see how long that lasts, huh? So as you can see now, I've kind of organized this stack into different boutique labels laying out all across here, and ones that need to go into my main collection. I guess I should showcase off that I switched some things around to give me maximum space capacity. I took a lot of the bufferness out of here. So that shelf, even though it looks full, it has a lot of room to grow on the edges, which is great. But now it's time to put away this movie, Maxine, the end of the X trilogy. And I wanted to like it a little bit more than what I did. I think it's the weakest in the trilogy, unfortunately. Still a solid movie. I want to say I gave it a 3.5 out of 5, something like that. I always put my Letterboxd reviews up. But right now, Maxine is going next to The Matrix and Mayhem, a very fun movie if you haven't seen it. Next up, even though I used to have a complete MCU collection, I don't anymore. There are a lot of movies that have come out in the past couple of years that I'm not the biggest fan of, but Black Widow is one that I do like. I found this for $5.99. I am a sucker for a colored Blu-ray case, and I don't have one that's for Black Widow, and for it being red, it's like a orange, like a blood orange-ish. I like the way this looks. I like this movie quite a bit too. I think it's one of the strongest ones they've come out with around the COVID era. So right now, Black Widow is going to my collection next to Black Swan and this beautiful Mexi Funk artwork, and Blade Runner 2049, which is also a beautiful steelbook in its own right. Back to the boutique wall, and we're going to the very top here, folks. Right here, we have the Shout Select line. the Vestron Video line, and a line that I really like and appreciate. Their transfers are amazing. Synapse Films, and their latest release is Trick or Treat, a movie I have not seen yet. I'm kind of scared to open because it's selling for like triple the value of what I paid. I don't know if I need the big beefy box set. I think it'd be okay with just the standard release with this so far. I love beefy box sets from Arrow. I love beefy box sets from Umbrella. And I know this is probably pretty solid, but I feel like there's just a lot of box sets and it's taking up more space in my collection than I really want to admit, want to have there. Everything's falling over. I'm gonna put Trick or Treat right here, just a second. There, that's better. Trick or Treat is now nicely bookmarking the in-between point from my Viavision Entertainment and my Synapse Films. I have one more Synapse Films title to add, but this actually isn't going in the Synapse Films area. This is going to go in my holiday section. So let's go there now. So now I have got Infinite Santa 8000 and a few more movies to add to my Christmas holiday section over here. This is getting very full. Let's put these together away one by one. Infinite Santa 8000. This is based off of a web series and they made an actual movie from it. Very cool to see that on physical media. Next up, I've got Silent Bite, vampires and Christmas and a heist film. Let's freaking go. That marks a lot of boxes for me. Next up, we have White Christmas on glorious 4K. I've never seen this movie. I should probably change that this holiday season. And last but not least, I bought the remake of Black Christmas. I've heard nothing but terrible things about this movie, but since I'm watching remakes for Spooky Dookie season, I thought I would watch remakes for the holidays as well. It can't be as bad as what they're saying, right? Right? And since I'm over here, I did put them in alphabetical order in case you were curious. Movies I'm thinking about watching this holiday season. Black Christmas, for sure. And then Deadly Games, Dial Code Santa Claus. I've heard very fun things about that one. Gonna try to watch that one. Gonna try to watch Infinite Santa. Going to try to watch Santa Claus as well. That's a fun TerrorVision title that I picked up a couple months ago. I also heard that Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 was pretty good. I watched 3 and 4 and tapped out because I'm like, these are terrible, but I got to finish out the franchise, right? And then White Christmas. Oh, and then Silent Night that came out last year. Again, did not hear a lot of great things about it, but it's John Woo. I'm going to give it a shot. And last but not least, the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, to end my horror movie remakes. So yeah, hopefully at least one of those is good. 20 years of food. MF Doom, man. RIP. Miss you a lot. But now we're down here in the Arrow video section. I got a stack of movies to put away, but I think I'm gonna have to do a couple things of rearranging first. I think I'm gonna have to put this box set all the way up there, which I will here in a second. Things are gonna fall, and that's okay because we got to move things around anyway. First one I'm putting away is A Simple Plan. I think this is a very hidden gem of Sam Raimi's in his filmography. Very happy that Arrow Video is putting this out on 4K. There we go. My brain can work and talk at the same time. This is going in between A Fish Called Wanda, which if you have not seen A Fish Called Wanda, 1000% recommend. And I can say the same thing about Alice, Sweet Alice. I think both of those movies are hidden gems that don't get talked about enough. Next up, we have The Invasion. Have not seen this movie. Have not seen any iteration of Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Do I want this one to be my first incarnation of that? I don't think so. I don't think I do. I think I need to see the 70s one before I see the Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman one. But right now that's going next to Hugo. Again, another great movie. And Mallrats, a movie that I have a very soft spot in my heart for. But we are going to move these over. I'm going to put My Stepmother is an Alien over here as well. Scoot these over, scoot Sam over as well, because we have one that goes at the very end of the slipcover area, and that's Tommy? I don't know anything about Tommy, but this artwork up here, if I can get it, push it with one hand, I can't. I kind of can. Let's go. This artwork with like her head and eyeball in the bag, that's very scary if I do say so myself. Tommy is going to go right here in its home, and now all the slip covers are done. I have non-slip covers down here, and I've got big beefy box sets to go up here, and a big beefy box set that I have to find room for is this sucker that I got from Christian, Mr. 1 Minute Critic himself, inside the mind of Coffin Joe. It's gonna go right here. Is there gonna be enough room? That is the question. It's gonna be very close. Oh, but it's in there. Oh, it's in there. But see, that shelf is full. Again, I can flip these over, get some room. It's just going to fill up very, very fast. And I forgot, I've got one more Arrow video title, and that is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It's a movie I have not watched, and I've been meaning to watch it for the longest time. Looks like the first time I get to watch it will be in glorious 4K. This is going next to Deadly Games, a movie that I have not seen, but it's a slasher, and board games are combining. That sounds great. And then another slasher, Girls Night Out. Again, I know nothing about this, but that bear is getting pretty handsy. Lay your paws off my lady, eh? In one of my recent Goodwill hunting videos, I found this amazing beefy set for Paddington, and I absolutely adore Paddington. So I knew I had to pick this up, even though I already own Paddington on Blu-ray. I do not need this anymore. Give that a nice little kick. Put Mr. Beefington back in here. And oh, buddy, I love the way that looks. I'm hoping that Paddington in Peru is good, because Paddington 1 and 2 are simply amazing. Let me know if this is a hot take or not, but I was not a fan of Gru's latest outing in Despicable Me 4. I just thought it was very unnecessary. Turning the minions into superheroes, you really have no more ideas up your sleeve. But I got this sent by Universal, and my kids like this movie, so it is going into the collection with the rest of the Despicable Me's. And actually, I do have a 4K for Despicable Me 3, but I am just going to swap the disc out of my Despicable Me 3 steelbook that I have never opened, because I don't need two different copies of Despicable Me 3. I'm just going to do disc swap, so that should be fun. My favorite movie of the year so far is Late Night with the Devil, and Second Sight Films put this sucker out in glorious 4K. Cannot wait to rewatch this sucker in the best quality possible, but for right now, it is going next to Lake Mungo and May. And this might be a hot take, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the standard cases for Second Sight rather than the beefy box sets that they put out. Just because I don't like the cases that the discs are actually housed in the boxes. The artwork looks great, but the main thing about these is popping the discs out. And if I don't like that process, why would I collect that much for it? Had to get this bad boy. Love Possessor so much. I got a couple more over there, but for now on, I think I'm just going to go basic with Second Sight. Let me know. And God, make more steelbooks. You guys used to make a lot of amazing ones. As it stands, I have only seen the original and remake of Hellraiser, but Turbine Media put out a stunning steelbook for Hellraiser Judgment, and I have the box set for the Torment, Quadrilogy of Torment, whatever it's called. I don't know, but I do know that the two Hellraiser movies that I have seen have been amazing. This artwork looks amazing. I don't know anything about this installment. I know there's like 10 or 11 Hellraiser movies. Is this one good? I gotta play some Hellraiser catch up first, but this is going next to my Hellboy collection and Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Yikes. But yeah, back-to-back turbines. I like to see it. So here's my main dilemma about my boutique wall of sorts. I decided to go 2 rows deep on the Shout Factory, which I think is the right choice, but my Kinos and my Criterion share a shelf, and I have this many Kinos to put away. I think this is going to be an issue within the next couple of months, and I will figure that out when that happens. But let's start putting this stack away, huh? Okay, I made a pivot. I was doing the math in my head, and I knew this was going to happen at some point. I put all the Criterions on the bottom shelf of my new shelf, and this is like already at max capacity down here as well, which I'm not a fan of, but desperate times come with desperate measures, and I have a huge stack of movies that I need to put away. So now let's waste no more time. I think I have them all ready to go in alphabetical order. Let's start, because this is going to fill this up very, very quickly. Okay, let's start with the Kino Colt line, a line that I like a lot. And one of the newest entries into the Kino Colt line is Baby Blood. It's a Mexican horror film, and this synopsis just sounds absolutely insane. Right now, this is going next to the Antichrist and Cannibal Apocalypse. And right next to Cannibal Apocalypse, I'm putting the classic Ghost, 1970s Gothic television, restored and rediscovered. It has 5 made-for-TV British movies, I believe. Very interesting to put in this collection. Kind of stands out, and I think it stands out in a good way. I'm just a big fan of what Kino is doing with their Colt line. I can't wait to see what else they have up their sleeve. And I'm just going to move this train along, going in alphabetical order. The next one I have in glorious 4K is Brick, a movie that I like quite a lot. And in fact, this is going here, but I also have this movie on Blu-ray, so I do not need this anymore. I'm not going to kick Brick, especially a boutique label. I just don't need it. I'll just set it on the ground right here. But yes, Brick is now in glorious 4K with the slipcover. Makes me very, very happy. And now the next one up is The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, a movie I have not seen yet. I feel like any lover of film should pay homage and look up a lot of the history of film, and this is definitely one that I need to check out at some point. It's in the collection. Very, very excited about that. Let's move Chains of Cold with John Travolta over, and next one up, the complete opposite, Cowboys and Aliens. I don't know. I've never seen this movie, so I cannot say anything good or bad about it, but I've heard very, very poor things about the movie. But it's Jon Favreau and Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford. I feel like I just have to watch this at some point, and I will, because now it is in the collection. Move over the rest of the C's and D's over here, and next up, actually move over Eastern Promises as well, a movie that I absolutely love. But next up, we have Clint Eastwood in the Eiger Sanction. I don't know anything about this, but after watching Play Misty for me, I am very intrigued to see this Clint squint because it's so bright in the Arctic. Okay. We got Fear and Desire over here. And next up, the first babysitter slasher with Fright. Don't know too much about it. That's the only fact that I know, but that's enough for me to give that one a shot for sure. And then actually before Fright, I have Fluke. These are going to look so weird together. Remember watching this movie as a kid. Don't remember too much about this movie, but I am going to try to get my kids to watch it. I feel like I liked it as a kid. I'm hoping that my kids like it. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But now we are moving a ton of these. These are going here. We got N to P and then an R title. The first R title of mine for Kino is going to be Rules of Engagement. Tommy Lee Jones, Samuel L. Jackson, directed by William Friedkin. Let's go. Trying to make my way through his filmography. I've not seen this movie. Cannot wait to do so. But now, the lone S is moving over. And next up, I have Triumph of the Spirit, starring William Dafoe and Edward James Olmos. Don't really know too much about this movie, but I'm a sucker for a sports film and a big sucker for a boxing film. So cannot wait to blind watch that sucker at some point. Before that movie, though, let's do another Clint Eastwood, shall we? Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. This is Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges. Again, I'm trying to watch more Clint, both as a director and an actor, because this is directed by Michael Cimino, I think that's how I say it. I've heard of that director. I can't remember what he made. Is it Heaven Can Wait, maybe? I'm not sure. But again, that sounds like a partnership made in heaven. We got a baby Jeff Bridges. Is he on here at all? He's not. I'll try to pop a picture of him, but baby Jeff Bridges and then middle-aged Clint Eastwood sounds good to me. What also sounds good, actually, let's move all of these over. This is going to fall, and that's okay. Part of the moving process is getting used to having things fall over, and you can make them look pretty afterwards. But this is apropos to go right next to Underground Aces. We have Up the Creek, another type of college frat party. This is Animal House, except on a river, on a raft. It even stars 2 people from Animal House. We got Otter and Flounder right there. Have not seen this movie, but when I am in the mood to watch a raunchy movie, that one is going to be the first one up. Not raunchy, this is The Visitors, starring a very baby James Woods from 1972. Home invasion flick about he served in Vietnam. A couple of his Vietnam people, the soldiers that he fought with, came to visit him and some bad things happened. So, interesting to say the least. I'm a sucker for a documentary. I got Wolfman's Got Nards, and I need to watch The Monster Squad before I watch this documentary, but this makes me want to watch The Monster Squad even quicker than what I was anticipating myself to, because yes, I love making of docs and just kind of hearing about, this talks about like geekdom and how this movie became a cult movie in the first place. Very interesting. And last but not least, for the slipcovers, we've got Youngblood, starring Rob Lowe, Cynthia Gibb, Patrick Swayze. It's a hockey movie, absolutely. I love me a good sports flick, like I said earlier. That's very good. Okay, the lone steelbook. The only steelbook that Kinolber has ever came out with is Rawhead Rex. It must not have sold well for him because they did not try to make another steelbook. A little bit unfortunate, but let's put away some non-slips. First up, the remake of 12 Angry Men. On my podcast Boutique Talk, I had Tim from Tim Talks Talkies on, and we talked about 12 Angry Men, the 40s version. And the 4K of 12 Angry Men from Kino comes with this 90s version. I already have the Blu-ray from Criterion, so I'm okay owning that. I just really want to see this version of it myself as well. And now we're going to go all the way to O here. These two are falling over. Oh no. But last but not least, we have Pray for Rock and Roll. Yes, I'm a big fan of the Runaways. This is giving off Runaways vibes with the female rock band Gina Carr-Shawn and Lori Petty star in this movie. Intriguing. I'm intrigued by this. But yes, now this shelf is a little less than halfway full, but I know it's going to fill up like crazy. And yeah, this section is already filling up like crazy, and that section's filling up like crazy. So yay! All right, next up, we have an upgrade alert. Time to get the foot warmed up. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow 2. Have not seen either of these movies, but guess what? Now I'm able to. Let's give that. Woo! Sucker kick. That was a good one. And now on 4K, I've got Dark Knight of the Scarecrow's double feature 1 and 2. Bubba's back in 4K UHD. I've heard the first movie is like a made-for-TV movie, but it's done very, very well. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm always excited to watch a brand new scary movie to me. Yeah, on the back it says, 1981 CBS network premiere broadcast promo. That's pretty cool. I like it when there's archival footage like that on the disc. But right now, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow is going next to the Dark Knight Trilogy and Dark Tales from Channel X. Over here in my P through Z collection, I see that I have The Sixth Sense in glorious 4K. Like this movie quite a bit. Back when Old was coming out, I binged a lot of M. Night Shyamalan movies. And yeah, this one still holds up to this day. Cannot wait to actually pop the 4K in. But right now, this one's going next to The Sitter, which I don't remember being the greatest, and Skinamarink, which I also have heard is not the greatest, but it's got a steelbook, so I had to get it. The next one I have to put away is Frankenstein. Even though this says Blu-ray, I just kept the slipcover because I had the Blu-ray. I got sent the 4K, and the 4K steelbook did not have the slip. So when I did like a Yankee swap, I kept the slipcovers because it's crazy that the Blu-ray steelbook had a slipcover and the exact same steelbook, but with a 4K disc, did not. Shame on you, Universal, for doing that. That's kind of crap. It's crap that I have to keep this Blu-ray one on here, but I love this movie. It's a classic. If you have not seen it and you're scared to watch black and white movies, this is a great one to kind of dip your toe into those waters. And this is going right next to Frankenweenie, which is such a cute, cute movie from Tim Burton, and Foxcatcher, which is not a cute, cute movie, like, at all. I'm trying to watch as many movies that came out this year before the end of this year, and one that I just recently checked out is Borderlands, and I honestly wish I did not waste my time with this movie. Cate Blanchett is like the main reason to see this movie. I gave it a 2 out of 5. Wasn't my favorite, but it's a very, very good looking steelbook, so I am going to keep it. And this is going right next to Born on the 4th of July, which I desperately need to rewatch, and Boomerang, a movie that I've never watched in my life, and it's still sealed in my collection. I don't know how long I've had that in the collection. Okay, the time has come. I've got some Shout Factory, Scream Factory editions to add to the collection. This nice looking stack right here. Let's waste no more time and start with the beefy box set that I picked up during their last sale. The Wreck Collection, baby. I've not seen any of these movies. The price was pretty dang cheap. I think it was $25, $30, somewhere around there. Could not say no at that price. It's gonna go right here. I gotta make room. Just give me a second. All right, there's the room. Push the Wreck Collection in, just like so. Now it has a nice new home, and now let's continue to go down this line. Let's do the slipcover movies first. Not only do I have Night of the Demons 1 on 4K, and not only do I have Night of the Demons 2 to now put away on Blu-ray, I can complete the trilogy, and I have 1, 2, and 3 of Night of the Demons. I found these on Facebook Marketplace. I got a heck of a deal on them, and I'm very happy to add them to the collection. And last but not least, move all of those over, and right in between the Strangers and Trespassers, I'm putting Teen Wolf. And I already own Teen Wolf, the version from Scream Factory right here. The only reason why I picked this sucker up is A, it's nice it comes with a slipcover. Did not realize it would do that. But B, this sucker has a whole comprehensive documentary about the development, making of, and legacy of the film, which I am a huge sucker of. I have a very soft spot in my heart for Teen Wolf. As soon as I saw that, and as soon as I saw this on their latest sale, no brainer, had to pick that sucker up. But now let's move some of these along. Actually, just move one along, because the first movie that I have, this was the cheapest title that they had on their sale, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. Don't really know too much about this movie, but I did just get done watching Shudder's 100 Scariest Movie Moments. I want to say that's what it was called. This was in there, and yeah, it intrigued me enough to blind buy this movie. I think it was like $7.95, $6.95, something like that. It is now in the collection, but now we gotta move all these over and move all these over. It kind of saddens me that not all of these have slipcovers. I like to collect slipcovers for Scream Factory, but what will you do? Some of these never came out with slipcovers, like Happy Death Day to You and Happy Death Day. Those never came out with those, which I still don't really understand, but we're gonna go right here and move this over, and I think leave that one, because we have Silent Hill to put away. Have not seen this movie in quite a long time, but I was a big fan of the video game franchise, and I thought that this movie rocked. I thought that they got the tone of the video game right in the movie. The third act goes absolutely bananas, and I've been meaning to rewatch this sucker, so this was in the sale. I picked it up. Now we are going to go to the tease, and the next movie up is Tales from the Hood. Last year for Spooky Dookie season, I watched as many horror anthology movies as I possibly could. This ended up being my absolute favorite, and I only owned it on VHS. Tales from the Hood is amazing. Normally, there's one short film in an anthology that kind of ruins the bunch. This one does not have a weak one, in my opinion. I loved every single second of this movie. So it's going next to Sleepaway Camp. Yes, I only own the first one. I don't like 2 and 3. And then the dual pack of Terrorvision and the Video Dead. But last but not least, we're going to move from Texas Chainsaws over, leave Vampires at the very end, and put some Upgrade in here. Have not seen this movie since it came out in theaters, have been wanting to. Lee Winnell has been making major great movies. The Invisible Man, cannot wait to see what he does with Wolfman. But for right now, this is going next to my favorite movie of all time, The Thing, and a John Carpenter fun movie, Vampires. Next up, going all the way down here, is a movie that I saw in theaters, Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought that this movie was fine. It was more just like a cameo vessel than anything. The first time watch was a fun time, but now that I know all the cameos, I'm kind of curious to see how it holds up a second time. Got the Wolverine version Steelbook, even though the Steelbook is stupidly expensive. Oh God, don't even get me started with that. It's going next to Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and a very crapped on Tarantino that I like quite a bit, Death Proof. Okay, now we're going down to the very last shelf. Yes, it just continues to go and go and go. But right here, I've got a Nightmare on Elm Street in glorious 4K. Love the way that this steelbook looks. Love all the retro goodness on it. There we go. Focus, please. Focus, please. We got the Warner logo. We got the horror sticker on here. I don't know if that's going to focus for you guys. Love this film. My favorite slasher villain there is of all time. So this is going next to the Blu-ray steelbook that I have of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and the only box set that we have of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Come on, please give us something next year. Freddy Krueger deserves better than this. Come on. Going from the very bottom to the very top of this section, we have Real Steel, a movie I've never seen. So when I saw it at Goodwill, and yes, I leave all my Goodwill stickers on here because I do not care. I just feel like I need to see this in my life. Sean Levy, director of Deadpool and Wolverine, directed this. It's where he kind of met Hugh Jackman at. It's just a Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie in real life with giant Rock'em Sock'em Robots. That sounds great to me. Right now, this is going in between the 4K version of Real Genius and the 4K Steelbook of Rear Window. Gotta love the weather here in Oklahoma. Talking about something Midnight Train. Here's Twisters. Yes, watched this movie with the family. Love the first Twisters. I thought this one was okay. The trio right there, Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, and Anthony Ramos. They are pretty dang good. The rest of the gang, I was not the biggest fan of, unfortunately. And with Twister, the original, I love every single person in that cast. It's going right next to the 4K of Twister and this giant, beefy box set of moodiness, The Twilight Saga. Ooh, Jacob. All right, time to go all the way down to the bottom of the boutique shelf and do the oddities, folks. We have some MVD. We got some Oscilloscope Laboratory, some Blue Underground, some Ronin flicks, and some 88 films, which I have right here. First up, we have Facets of Love. Cannot show you the back. There is a rare booby background occurrence, so that is going to stay, and this is going next to the Flag of Iron. But moving some of these over, let's go to the H, because that's where I need to go. Next up, Kid from Kwang Tung. Don't know anything about this movie, but you know, 88 Films is known for their Kung Fu films. Here's another one, The Kung Fu Instructor. I really like their slipcovers. I really like what they're doing. They don't need to make beefy box sets, and they can still pack a punch on your physical media shelf. This is going right in here, right next to Legendary Weapon of China. And 88 Films, man, they just, look how pretty they look on the shelf. I love this label. And now we're going down this line from 88 Films over to MVD, the latest entry in the MVD Rewind Collection 1982, greatest geek year ever. I'm such a sucker for documentaries like this. If you like I Love the 80s, I Love the 90s, that type of like VH1 show or Best Week Ever, that type of stuff, this is for you. This goes into depth about the year 1982 and all of its movie glory. I loved this so much. It's long, it's lengthy, and I loved every minute of it. This is going next to Cutting Class. And from Mill Creek, we got When a Stranger Calls. Hi, Jack. Next up on the P through Z shelf, we have Tourist Trap, a movie that I picked up from a Facebook Marketplace trade. Once again, I've heard very fun things about this movie. I've never seen it. Cannot wait to finally change that. Right now, this is going next to the Total Recall remake, which I don't know why it's in here. And The Town on 4K and The Town on Blu-ray. Very, very good steelbooks for a very, very good movie. Hey again, Jack. I'm over here in my DVD dungeon, and over in my DVD dungeon, I also have a TV section where I put all of my Blu-ray DVDs as well. I've got two more to add to that collection. First up, we have The Walking Dead Dead City Season 1 and Daryl Dixon Season 1. I love me some Walking Dead, even though I only got through 9 seasons of the OG show. There's some spin-off shows right here. So yes, I will get to these at some point in my life. Fingers crossed. I am wanting to watch them at the very least. I have some Walking Dead shows back there, right there. It's a whole mix. My TV, this is a issue. This is a problem. I need to make this look a little bit nicer pronto, but that's future Jake's problem. Here's a steelbook I never knew I needed in my life. The dual pack Get Out and Us. Yes, it makes sense. Jordan Peele made these two movies, but I didn't think they'd be able to pull off this steelbook as well as they did. I think this is a very striking image on the front, but the back is what really got me here. The sunken place and the golden shears mixing together at once, at last. Very, very cool. I already have the steelbook for Get Out, but it's the Blu-ray steelbook for Get Out. So I'm glad that I have Get Out in 4K. Finally, this steelbook is a little, there's a lot to be desired here, but I'm still going to keep it. I love me some Get Out. And this is also going next to Get Him to the Greek, and oh my God, with Russell Brand and P. Diddy both in this movie. I don't know if I'm ever going to watch this again, but I kind of want to watch this again just to see how much of a train wreck these people are in the film. I don't know. Foreshadowing? Maybe. And going on down the line here, we have another G movie, a movie I found at Goodwill once again, coming through in the clutch, The Great Mouse Detective. Loved this movie as a kid so much. One of like 20, 25 VHS tapes that we had around the house. I watched this so many times. I haven't seen it since I was a kid though, so I cannot wait to show my kids this movie. Right now, this is going next to Grease 2 and The Greatest Showman. There you go. All right, now it's time to go to my Severin section. I've got 3 movies to add here to the list. The first one, Don't Change Hands, Don't Change Hands. I don't know if that's the theme song or not. I just thought I'd sing that. This is kind of an erotic thriller of sorts. This one's going next to The Devil's Honey. And one of my favorite box sets of the year so far, Game of Clones. That thing is such a beefy release. Maybe I'll talk about that more once the end of the year comes around. But next up, I've got The Mad Bomber. I love, let's see if I can get a good gloss pop on there. Yes, the embossing that's on the slipcover. God, that just looks and feels so nice. This one's going right next to The Great Alligator and Midnight. Ah! And last but not least, we have The Red Light Bandit. Yes, film noir. Gotta love it. This one is gonna go next to Overboard, but I gotta move some things over. Please nothing fall. There we go. Go in your hole. There we go. Red Light Bandit's going next to Overboard and Santa Sangre. Okay, it is time to put another slasher in the collection. This type around, it is the 4K Steelbook of Thanksgiving. I love this movie. Love me some Eli Roth. Borderlands was not great, but when he's in the horror realm, I really enjoy his work. If having Borderlands bomb means that he is stuck in Thanksgiving sequel jail for the next 5 years, I'm A-okay with that. But I also have the Blu-ray of Thanksgiving, which I do not need anymore, so I'm giving this. Ooh, nice kick. Look at that. I am just making connections. I love it. This steelbook for Thanksgiving. The embossing on this sucker. Yes, please. But right now, this is going next to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Netflix one, and That Thing You Do. All right, going one shelf down, we have another 4K, another M. Night Shyamalan to talk about. I don't know, maybe it's a trap. Here we go. Saw this one in theaters as well. Really wanted to love this movie. I liked it. I thought I had a fun time with it. The third act goes off the rails a little bit more than what I was wanting to. But right now, Trap is going next to Trainwreck and Transformers Age of Extinction. Jesus, why do I have this steelbook? Oh my, I should probably get rid of that one. And since I'm on the M. Night Shyamalan train, let's put away the last movie I have to put away in my stack, which is Signs, my favorite movie that he has made. Cannot wait to watch this in glorious 4K. But as you can see, I've got the Blu-ray right here. Let's see if my kicking streak continues. That was okay. It was okay. But right now, the 4K of Signs is going next to my custom cased Simpsons movie. God, I love that thing. And the original Sin City, a movie I should probably recheck out because I remember really liking it. All right. Next up, I am going to be putting away some premium steelbooks. I love my Mad Balls, especially the horror-based Mad Balls. But over here, I have a whole bunch of premium steelbooks. This is where I'm kind of housing them for the moment. I have 3 more to put away here. First up, we have the one for Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes, I have 2 different versions of this. I made a whole video showing off the differences. I love this movie. I thought it justified having a nice beefy box set. So that one is going to go right here next to Pig. Absolutely love it. Next up, we have Jaws the Revenge, baby. Got this from a Zavvi Steelbook contest they were doing on TikTok. I won this. I've never seen Jaws the Revenge, but right now this is going on the very bottom because I've heard not the greatest things about Jaws the Revenge, so I feel like it stays down here. And last but not least, we have the amazing Titans of Colt Steelbook box set for John Wick. I have the Gladiator one as well, and the John Wick stash box right here. So I thought this would be the perfect shelf to house these. If you want me to make a video on all of my premium Steelbooks, let me know in the comments. There's still a couple over here that I don't have any, I don't have over here yet. They're still over in the collection. But yeah, I love premium Steelbooks. They were absolutely fantastic. And if you want a video on Mad Balls, let me know, because I love them. All right, next on the put away pile is a ghost story. Yes, another Facebook Marketplace find. Friend of the channel, Dan in real life, Blu-ray Dan. This is his favorite movie of all time. It's an A24 joint. He loves that label so much. I've never seen this movie before, so I need to give it a shot. I've heard nothing but great things about it. But right now, a ghost story is going next to A Good Person and A Cure for Wellness. I love A Cure for Wellness. It goes into some crazy places. A Good Person, Zach Braff, have not seen it yet. Here is an example of a movie I wish I saw in theaters because I loved watching it at home so much. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. This kind of came and went from movie theaters. I don't think it's going to get a sequel, and that is a damn shame because this cast, I had an absolute blast with this movie. The cast felt like it had a very good time filming this movie. I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons, but I had a fun time with this watch. Right now, this is going to my collection next to Dune and Dune Part 2 and Dunkirk. Now it's time for one of my favorite labels, Umbrella Entertainment, baby. I have 6 movies to put away from them. Let's start off with the biggest beefy box set that I have held in a very long time, Caligula. This is going right next to Bully, another big box set, but not as big as Caligula. Let's go over here, push this in. There we go. Look at that. I kind of want to, this is to me still my favorite box set of the year, Super Mario Brothers, and Super Mario Brothers is bigger by like half an inch. I don't know if you can see that right there, but Caligula is giving it a run for its money. God, I love that Super Mario Brothers box set. But man, Caligula is a beast, folks. But next up, let's go to the eyes. Intruder. I've seen this movie. I think it's a very fun slasher. It has the likes of Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi. And right now, this is going right next to Houseboat Horror once again. And Irresistible. Look at that. Let's break things up and put away a smaller title, an Ozploitation classic. These were released from Umbrella about 3-4 years ago. Absolutely love the line. And I love how Umbrella is still sinking its teeth into its Australian movie roots. Nightmare, I don't know why, these are all out of whack. I don't like that at all. That's gonna go right here, and I need to rearrange this because that is not how the alphabet works. Look at that, look at that. But let's do another beefy box set with The Isle. I don't know anything about this movie, but this artwork is absolutely gorgeous. Right now, The Isle is going next to Irresistible and JSA, another movie that I need to check out. And this one's in glorious 4K. And now we're going to go down to the T's, and I think I already have to make some adjusting. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, you are getting moved. This is getting moved because we have 2 T titles. First up is Thesis. That is going right next to them. And, the classic Trash Humpers. But Trash Humpers is going to get moved over here. And now there's going to be a new movie, Triangle. I read a little bit about this movie. Seems like it's a little time travel-y, and I love me a good time travel flick. I will be watching this very, very shortly. Again, Triangle, next to Trash Humpers. And Upstream Color, a movie from the director of Primer, which I really, really enjoy, and a movie that was also put out by Umbrella Entertainment, because of course it was. They put out amazing movies. Going down the line one more time, we got Reese Witherspoon in Wild, a movie that I had not seen before, but I've heard very promising things. Another Goodwill find, but right now, Wild is going next to the 4K of Widows and the Blu-ray of Willy's Wonderland. All right, now I have a few B titles that I'm going to put away really quick. First up, The Blackening. Never got around to seeing this last year. The concept seems right up my alley. I'm hoping that I like it. This one's going right next to Black Widow and Black Swan and Black Phone and Black Panther and Black Hawk Down and Black Adam and Black Dahlia. I think it's all the blacks. I think that's all the black titles I have in here. But next up, we have a couple of BIs. Here is The Bike Riders. I had a chance to check this out. Really enjoyed it. And in fact, I think I need to move some of these over here now that I'm looking. I made a little bit of a gap, so I've got a little bit of space. Very tiny, but Bike is gonna go next to The Big Short and The Big Sick. And we also have Blink Twice, another movie that I really enjoyed and I really wish would have came out on 4K. I don't know why it didn't, but you know, what do you do? Blink Twice is gonna go back over here, and I wanna say it's right next to Blazing Saddles, right? B-L-I-B-L-A-B-L-O, yes. Blazing Saddles and Blockers. Yeah, if you haven't seen Blink Twice, I highly recommend it. Bike Riders is also a pretty solid film if you haven't seen it. All right, we are to the A section, and again, I made a little bit of a gap because I've got Addams Family Values to throw into the mix. Watched this with the fam over last weekend. Had a fun time with it. Very good for Thanksgiving, even though that scene is towards the very end. Still kind of fun to throw in because there's not a lot of Thanksgiving movies to throw into the mix. But right now, Addams Family Values is going right next to The Addams Family. I don't know why Addams Family Values did not get a Steelbook, whatever. And Adventureland, a movie that I also like and I feel like doesn't get talked about enough. All right, now it is Vincent time. I got two Vincent titles over on Facebook Marketplace once again from the same seller. I got a lot of goodies. First up, we have The Lamp, about a killer genie. That sounds very fun. This is going right next to Killer's Delight, which was called The Sport Killer, something like that. It had a different title, but very fun slasher, or not fun, kind of sadistic slasher there. And then The Laughing Dead, a movie that I have not seen yet, but oh, there's tatas on the cover, so I hope I don't offend anybody out there. Speaking of tatas, Invisible Maniac, just get all the tatas and booty shots out of the way, I guess. Invisible Maniac is also going next to Killer's Delight and The Incredible Melting Man. There's a lot of Halloween steelbooks right there, and I'm adding one more to the list with Halloween Trilogy, baby. Yes, I already own all three of these movies a couple times over, but hey, third time's a charm, I guess, right? I'm gonna start liking Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. The first one I still liked, the 2018 version, that's still not bad, but for right now, Halloween Trilogy is going next to Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills and Halloween 2018. And hey, just for kicks, here's another Halloween 2018, huh? I love that artwork though. Remember what I did to Despicable Me 3, put the 4K in the Steelbook? Well, I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time with American Sniper, if I can snag it out of here. Here we go, because I really like this Steelbook of American Sniper. I think it's pretty dang cool looking, and right here I have the 4K of American Sniper. I got the disc right here. Let's open up, snap open that Blu-ray, pop the Blu-ray over on this side to the back, excuse me, put the 4K in the Steelbook itself. Boom, snug as a bug in a rug. We are good to go. American Sniper is going back in its home next to American Psycho and the American Pie 4 film collection, the only American Pie movies you need. Here's a movie that I've heard pretty good things about, but honestly, not a lot of things have been said to me about In the Line of Fire. I know that John Malkovich plays the villain. It's a movie I've wanted to watch for the longest time. That's why I found it at Goodwill for the $2.49. Put it in my collection as soon as I found that. Right now, In the Line of Fire is going next to 3 different versions of Inception. And Impulse, starring William Shatner. One of the reasons why I'm glad I picked up the Paramount Scares Volume 2 box set is because it had breakdown on it. I've heard very promising things about this movie, have not seen it yet. You folks all right in there? I'm not sure, but I can't wait to find out. And this, my friends, is going next to The Breakfast Club, an absolute classic, and Brawl in Cell Block 99, an absolute brutal film. My God, I like this one a lot. I love finding some good movies at the Goodwill, and here is a good movie with a phenomenal slipcover. God, I could look at this all day. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I have not watched this movie in over a decade. This slipcover caught my eye, called my name, and right now it's going next to The Secret Life of Pets, which I should probably get rid of. That's not a great movie. And Serenity, a movie that I have not seen. And I haven't seen any of Firefly, so I'm like, am I going to understand this movie if I haven't seen Firefly? I've had this movie for over a decade, and it has not been watched by me yet. Gosh. Fun fact about me, I am a sucker for a few character actors, and one of them that is very high up on my list is Ben Foster. Love this man with a passion. Have not seen Ain't Them Body Saints, but I've heard pretty dang good things about the movie. Very pumped to finally watch this whenever I find time to watch it. But right now, this is going right next to The Adventures of Tintin, which is a pretty dang fun movie. And Air Force One, get off my plane. You know what I'm saying? Next up is a series that I have a lot of fun with because I am a sucker for talking head documentaries. Icons Unearthed. They've come out with a few of these Blu-rays from Mill Creek. The Simpsons one is a blast. Have not seen the Star Wars one yet, but again, it's just more information on a great franchise, so can't wait to watch that sucker. But the one I'm looking most forward to watching is Fast and Furious. Yes, I want to watch the Fast and Furious 6-hour documentary over the Star Wars. So sue me. But right now, all 3 of those going right next to each other. Those look nice. Next to The Iceman, Michael Shannon is another character actor who I absolutely love. And The Imitation Game, a movie I have not seen yet. Is it any good? Let me know. Here is a movie that I'm very happy I get to finally add to the collection, and that is Terror Train. I think this slasher has a lot of fun and originality to it. Jamie Lee Curtis stars, and it's one of her early roles. I want to say this is 1980. Yeah, 1980. Exactly. Very, very fun. There's some magic elements in here. David Copperfield is also in this movie. Just very bizarre and unique in the slasher genre. It all takes place on a plane. It's a college co-ed flick. Right now, Terror Train is going right next to Terrifier 2 and Terminator Dark Fate and all of the Terminators. Can't wait to add the 4K Terminator to this set because boy, oh boy, there are a lot of pretty Terminator steelbooks. And I've put away a lot of movies today. I think the last one I'm going to do in today's video is going to be The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Yes, another Goodwill find. I love finding these little diamonds in the rough. I am just now watching The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare from director Guy Ritchie. Had a blast with it, so I've never seen this movie either. I'm hoping it is just as good as what that one was, and right now, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is going next to another Henry Cavill movie, Man of Steel, and The Maltese Falcon, another classic I need to watch. God, there's so many movies in my collection I need to watch. And so, there you have it. I've put away a ton of movies. I'm even bringing 3 upstairs that I will put away later that I'm going to watch in the bedroom while, I'm trying to fall asleep, because I feel like AI Afraid is the perfect movie for that. But as of right now, here's what the stack looks like, folks. I love it. I know this still looks like a lot, but compared to what we were starting with, this is not bad. What is this? Maybe 30, 35 movies, somewhere around there? I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. I think this video is gonna be around an hour, so that's fun. I need to make these more than every month. If I make them every couple weeks, these videos won't be that long. Maybe you like them that long. Let me know how you like this formatted video in the comments, because I could go either way here. I just need to put these movies away, and I'm glad I finally did it, and I'm glad you watched me do it. So, until next time, I'll see ya. John Cho is afraid. John Cho is very AI afraid. Hello, everybody. If you made it this far, congratulations. You found the after credit scene. Good for you. Good for you. My question for you today is, I have not thought of any. So randomly off the top of my dome, how many movies do you think you have in your collection? Very random question. I think I am about at 2,800 standalone titles that are Blu-ray and 4K. That doesn't even count like the 500 VHS that I have. That doesn't count the DVDs that are in the DVD dungeon. Just Blu-rays and 4Ks. I personally keep track on the Blu-ray.com app, the My Movies app. Love that thing with a passion. I add movies to it religiously. It's helped me not double dip as often as I probably would. But yeah, I just kind of want to know how big your collections are out there. Do you put mine to shame? Do you have a small but mighty stack? Let me know in the comments. Thank you again for watching this. And one of the other movies that I'm bringing upstairs is a new werewolf movie that came out this year, Blackout. So time to get blacked out, y'all.